to the pavement, getting to it, little baby. Yeah, I'm all about my business.
What do y'all? It's your boy King Say So, man. I'm back on the story time. So look, this is the time, as you see by the title, this time I thought I had a kid. Currently, still I don't have no kids, but this I want to tell this story because one, it was funny and it was kind of crazy, especially the way it ended, like the whole story of it. So look, I'm gonna go from point A to point B to point, the whole thing. Like I'm gonna try to leave out no details. So alright, look, this how it goes. I'm about I don't know. I was like, damn, I'm like 16. I'm like 16, 17, whatever. So, all right, I'm in a relationship, but me and the girl that I was with at the time, we broke up. I forgot what we broke up over. No, kids always break over something dumb, something minor. But so we broke up. So for about, mind you, I'm a Gemini. We don't give up easy, especially on something that we want. So this is a girl. Mind you, it took me. I had to win her over basically. So I got her. She my girl. Some time passed. We break up. So 2 weeks. I'm trying to get back with her. She ain't going for it. Nothing working. I'm calling. I'm texting. I'm doing all this. Nothing working. So 2 weeks pass. So I'm like, man, forget it. Nothing ain't working. It's time for me to do me. So this is the MySpace days. So I go back into MySpace. Start hitting people, start hitting females up, DMs, whatever, with the whoop. So then I get this one chick. We flirting. We talking all that. I jump right to it. When we gonna link up? Like, when can I come through? So you can come through on this day with the woo. So I go. The day come, I go. I'm fresh out of. I forgot. I think I was like at a. I don't even know. I think it was like a continuation type of school, cause I think I had got kicked out. But so I'm school out. I hit the girl up like, we still on for the day. She's like, yeah, come through. So I go over, link up, we do what we do. You know, do grown folks do this YouTube, so you can't be saying too much, but we do what we do. Then, so I leave the girl house. Mind you, on my way home, I gotta walk past my ex's house. The girl I was been broke up with for 2 weeks. Gotta walk past her house. So when I hit her block, she outside, her friends outside, family outside, everybody outside. You know, black people, we hang out. So I gotta walk past her. So she stopped me. She grabbed my arm, like, what you been doing? I miss you. I want to get back together. Woo. I'm like, dang. I just came back from doing something. I'm like, do I tell her, like, oh, I just came back from doing something? I'm like, nah, to be honest, that's not her business, because we been broke up. Even though sometimes you should disclose them type of things, because like my friends, like I'm gonna get to, it's gonna come to light. So I'm like, man, I ain't finna tell her, so I don't tell her nothing. So, cause I'm thinking, like, I just came from doing me. That all I do is not answer her phone calls. That's gonna go away. I'm not knowing about the baby part yet. So I'm gonna get to that. So I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm like, yeah, we can get back together. Woo. So I don't even go home. I just stay right there. I kicked it for like an hour or two. Then I went home. Mine just came from. So I gotta still go take a shower with the whoop. So I go home. Thinking nothing of it. A week or two passed. The girl hit me up. Like, oh, I think I'm pregnant. What? Like, what? Like, hold on. Like, look, man. Like, even though it's still childish to say I'm still a kid, but it's, if you lay down, something happened, you gotta jump to the responsibilities. But I was a kid, and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't a man. So I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. Like I said, I'm gonna write the certain details. So I'm like, man, you gotta get an abortion. Woo, woo, woo. Cold. Even though, guys, to my guys watching this, that's not the first thing you should say. And second, you can't tell a female what she can and can't do to her body. Even though, in my opinion, ladies, if you dealing with a guy, he's telling you you should get an abortion, even though you get like, you still have the right to do what you want with your body. Just know if you still decide to have that baby, it's gonna be a headache. Like, you gonna go through a lot of stress. That kid finna go through a lot of stress. But it still is your decision. But like I was saying, I tell her that, she like, all right, I'm gonna make an appointment. She gonna go. So supposedly she make an appointment. So like, then next day, third day, whatever, she calling. I'm dodging calls, turning my phone off, blocking numbers, changing numbers, all that. I got nothing to talk about. Like, I told you what to do. That's it. Some time passed. I don't know how. But she got the number to the room phone me and my cousin had. I don't know how she got the number. I might have called her off of it once. I don't know. I forgot how she got the number. So she got the number. So so my cousin, he bring me the phone. It's her. I'm like, I'm stuck. Like, how the hell you get this number? Like, that's crazy. I still to this day don't remember how she got the number. So she like, oh, I went. They said it was too late. I'm like, what? I'm not knowing at that time, at 16, 17, whatever age, that you got 3 months until it's too late. So she like, it's too late already. So I'm like, damn. So I'm like, man, all right, all right. So then the phone call over, click, whatever. I'm back to my dodging. That, guys, don't do that, man. Step into the plate, try to handle it as soon as you can, get it over with. Because one thing you do not want is for a kid to get older and they come looking for you and ask you questions that you can't answer. Why you wasn't there? Where was you at? Did you love them? Like, was there a mistake? Like, them was questions, even though you can, but telling a kid like, yeah, you was a mistake is harmful. Like, that's something you don't want to do. You don't want to do that. So, but like I said, I'm going to write the details. So I'm dodging calls, whoop, 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 and then one day she called the phone again, and instead of my cousin being a cousin, he a boy. So mind you, instead of him being a cousin, Curtis, if you see this man, he was cold. So instead of him, we hang. It's like we got a friend, like a family friend that used to live downstairs from us. So instead of him just like, he ain't here and hang up, he give them the number to the house down to where I'm at. I'm not at my girlfriend's house. I'm at this house. No matter, I'm at school. Yeah, I'm at school. I'm back in school. So he give them the number to that. He give them the number downstairs. The family friend there, my auntie's there. So they called down there. Or the girl called. She called that number. My auntie, my family friend, pick up the phone. She like, oh, I'm looking for him. She telling them everything. She telling them everything, like, oh, I'm pregnant, woo doo woo. And then so I get a call. While I'm at school. They like, oh, this girl calling. She's saying she's pregnant, woo doo woo. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, man. I ain't got no option now. I gotta tell my girlfriend. We've been back together for this time, but I gotta tell her. So I tell her. I broke it down to her, like, even though it's funny, but it's not funny. But I broke it. I said it like the Usher song, like, hey, I got a confession. I really laughed, but it was funny. Like, I got something to tell you, man. So I tell her, she crying, and I'm like, man, it ain't mine. I had sex with her, but it ain't mine. I'm pleading, it ain't mine. Like, it ain't mine. So Time passed. Uh, Me and the girl we was together for a while. What happened? Oh yeah, I'm still basically dodging the girl. Like, mind you, at that time I'm still young, don't have a job. I'm living with my auntie. Then after a while, I start living with my mom. Then something happened, and I started living with my girlfriend. So I'm still basically don't have a place to stay, don't have no job, ain't really got nothing going. So what happened? Oh, child support papers came. The child support paper came. I'm on GR, so wherever you live at, that's your address. So child support papers came to my current girlfriend's house. I'm like, damn, that's hard for right there, man. Child support papers come. We argued about that. Time passed. We let it go. Then we break up. I'm like, man. I'm like, I need to get my life together. I need to get on my feet. I need to get a job. I need to do this. I need to get my life together. So I'm like, in order for me to get my life together, I gotta start from the beginning. Start my first mess up, and that was that baby situation. So I'm like, I'm finna go. Might just said the child support papers came, so I finally man up, finally hit the people up. Like, man, I don't know if it's mine, but I want a DNA test. So they set it up. They like what they basically telling me like if you open this case up and you start going like trying to figure out if it's yours, they gonna go back to from how old the child is. Like, I think she was 6 at the time. It was a girl. So they go back. They're like, we're gonna go back 6 years. If anything that you owe, we gonna bring it up to date, and then whatever amount that they say that you owe now, they're gonna bring it all up to date. So if you've been owing 200 from all these years, you're gonna be owing 200 from each month and each year all the way up to that'll probably be some racks. So I'm like, hey, I still need to know if it's mine because I need to handle it. Then some time passed. The girl, something happened with the girl and her baby daddy, her new baby daddy, her new one, however you want to call it. Something happened between them. I ain't gonna go into details. Something happened with them. So some people hit me up. They like, oh, you like basically like if you the father, we're gonna do a DNA test, and if it's yours, they gonna come live with you. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But I ain't finna go into details on that. But so they like, all right. I'm like, all right. Like, I ain't something I want to do, like straight off the bag. But hey, mind you, I've been in the foster home. I think did I do a story? No, I didn't do a story time on that. I'll probably do one later. But so we do a DNA test. Then we do the DNA test. The girl, she like as we said with the first court date, I see the girl like for me to go in and go do the DNA test. I see her. She's like asking questions like, why did you do this? Why did you run? And why was you dodging me and all that? I'm like, man, I was a kid, I was young, I was dumb, but that's all irrelevant. We finna handle what's currently about to happen. Come to find out, the baby wasn't even mine. Baby wasn't mine. Mind you, the child is like 6, 7 years old now. So for 6, 7 years, I've been thinking in the back of my head, I've been a deadbeat father all this time. Me and this girl that I was with, even though we broke up over multiple situations, mind you, I never cheated because I told you we was broke up for 2 weeks. But from the timeline of the girl saying she was pregnant and it's too late for her to have an abortion, the girl I was with was thinking I did cheat, even though I didn't. Because come to find out, baby wasn't even mine. And then the funny, craziest part of it all, at the end, When I look, I'm gonna break it down exactly how it happened. So we in court. Uh, we in court. My little lawyer, she come tell me like, oh, do you want to stay for the judge to read the paper, or do you want me to just read the paper and then let you know? So I'm like, man, you can just tell me right here. So we ain't even in court. We just like in a little waiting area. So she like, oh, baby's not yours. What? I started laughing. I look at my mom because I got my mom with me. I'm like, let's go. We out of here. So we leave. The girl, she hear my phone. She hear my phone like, oh, what did they say? Like, I'm like, man, the baby ain't even born. She like, oh, thanks for your cooperation. What? Hey, bro, you basically, you one of the reasons why me and my ex broke up. You had me, but you part of the reason I was stressed out over this baby situation, and the only thing you could say was thanks for your cooperation. It was crazy, man. But that just goes to show you, man, you gotta take care of your business as soon as it happens. To my guys, if you lay down with a chick, you ain't strapped up, that's a situation that you might go through. Kids, I don't have one, but kids are a big responsibility. A big one. Take it from a person that was raised by a single mom. It ain't easy. It is not easy. But thankful I had a mom that was a hustler. She did what she had to do. She showed me I had to hustle. That's why I got the certainty that I got now, because of her. And I love her for that. Cause trust me, it wasn't easy coming up, man. But I don't look down upon nothing that I went through as a kid, because it helped me become to a man I am now, and it helped me remain humble. Cause trust me, all that big flexing, then when it go away, then what you gonna do? See, that's why I don't do that, because I don't want to be sitting there like, dang. Even though sometimes I do sit there like, dang, I had this, but I ain't got nobody to throw it in my face. Like, remember you was doing all that flexing this day? Remember you was doing this day? None of that, because you can't do it, because I never did it, bro. But, ladies, look, I can't tell you what to do, because I ain't your daddy, I ain't your mama, I ain't no preacher, none of that. But if you're going to do something, and make sure it's with somebody that if it goes to that, that's somebody that you know, or you got a good feeling that he gonna stay there, he gonna do what he gotta do. Fellas, don't end up getting caught with no gold digger, man. With all that being said, though, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. If y'all want some more story times, just make sure y'all run these views up. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video, man.
Don't get it twisted. I'm really 10 toes to the pavement, getting to it, little baby. Yeah, I'm all about my business.